Let's continue learning how to use conditionals. This time we'll be implementing a select active conditional. Scroll up in your code to one of our very first lessons. Remember back when we learned how to use the on-off, to, pulse, and min-to commands? We created a separate button event to control some relays that we labelled screen up, screen down, screen stop, and screen preset. In that tutorial, we said there would be an easier way. Well, this is it. It would be incredibly inefficient to create a separate button event for each and every button on a touch panel. Conditionals are one more step in the right direction to help make the code easier to navigate, more efficient and more precise. Of course, if all 4 button events did the exact same thing, say a pulse, we could simply create a button event using 0 as the channel, and then pulse button.input.channel. However, all 4 of these are performing a different function. Let's begin by first commenting out all 4 of these button events. We'll start afresh by adding in a new button event. All of these buttons are on port 1 of our touch panel, which we defined as DVTP. The channel we'll use will be 0, our catch-all. The event handler we're going to start with will be a push. Now, inside the push is where things get interesting. This is where we'll need to start evaluating which button got pushed. Because we're using a select active, I'll start by simply writing select, and then I'll open a set of braces. Inside these braces is where we'll put the active statements. These statements are written like so: active, open parentheses, button.input.channel, double equal sign, screen up, close parentheses, and a colon on the end. I'll also open up another set of braces for the code that will get put in there. So let's break down this statement. There's a double equal sign in there. Once again, this means we're evaluating 2 items. In this case, we're evaluating if a button.input.channel, or you could say the button that was pressed, is the same as the value of screen up. In this case, screen up is a constant that has a value of 2. Therefore, the conditional is asking, was channel 2 pressed on the touch panel? If yes, then whatever is inside the active will execute. I'll continue creating 3 more active statements for the other buttons we are handling: screen down, screen stop, and screen preset. Pause this tutorial while you complete this yourself. Once you've finished, this is a great time to compile our code. This ensures we have no errors before moving on. The hard part is done. Now all we need to do is copy and paste the code we wish to execute into each of the active statements. I'll start with the screen preset. I'm going to copy and paste the min-to statement from the old button event to keep it different from the others. I'll paste the to statement for the screen stop button, the pulse statement for the screen down, and finally I'll copy the on statement for screen up. Oh wait, did you notice the screen up button event had something else in it? We used the release event handler in the old button event to turn the relay off. Not a problem, we'll do the same in our new button event. After the closing brace for the push handler, we'll simply add a release handler as well. Inside the release, we'll do exactly the same thing as the push. Start with the select, open up a set of braces, and then add the active. The button we're evaluating is the screen up button, so button.input.channel double equals screen up. What is it we're going to do when the button gets released? Scroll back up to the original button event. In the release, it was an off command. Copy and paste that into our new active statement. That's it. We now have a single button event that is using a conditional to evaluate which button gets pressed on the touch panel. Compile the code. Don't move on until you clear any errors you may have. We've got one more conditional to implement, the switch case.